YouTube, what's going on? What's going on? You already know who it is, so I'm going to spare you the introduction. But just wanted to jump on here, do a quick video, just to kind of go over some things and fix some misinformation that you're hearing in regards to this whole StockX and Nike debacle, for lack of better terms. I don't think I've ever used that word in my life, debacle. But no, in all seriousness, it's funny to see, and I hate to be the guy to say, actually, I told you so, but also I don't hate being the guy to actually say, I told you so. So for some of you that have been my day ones, that have been around since the beginning, have seen me do videos talking about StockX, and it's probably not what you think, or what I'm about to say isn't what you think I'm about to say. So let me just say it. It's not about the fake shoes that, quote unquote, allegedly StockX is supposedly selling, and the reason why they're being sued by Nike. The reason is because I told you guys that StockX was no authority on authentication whatsoever. So now, and this is years ago that I told you this, so now it's coming back to bite people in the butt, because everybody that swore by StockX and that if StockX didn't pass shoes, then they couldn't have been authentic. And guess what else this is showing? This is showing that all this other authentication nonsense by these other companies aren't the authority. So I'll say it. For example, your checks. They're not the authority. No matter how much they tell you, they use artificial intelligence to authenticate shoes. It lets you know that the brands are really the end all, be all. I don't care where you go, whether it be GOAT, whether you go to Stadium Goods, whether you go to Flight Club, whether you go to Supremacy, none of them are the authority on real versus fake. Sorry for those of you that were swearing by them, but I told you that from the rip. And now, since the brands are involved in dealing with a resale giant, which is StockX, you guys are now questioning. So I know big name resellers are probably shaking in their boots, the ones that don't know anything about real versus fake. This is freaking hilarious to me. And you know what else I find hilarious? I find that now sneaker YouTube or sneaker education YouTube, whatever you want to call it, is covering this story. But those were the main ones that was riding the coattail of a StockX or a GOAT, and however they said things were authentic. They were just like believing them. They were even sponsored by them. That's the crazy thing. So now it's kind of funny to see them do a 180 and change how they feel, and now want to cover this case with Nike and StockX. I think that's freaking hilarious. So, yeah, the truth with this thing is starting to show a lot more than what people anticipated. And again, the resellers are probably shaking in their boots. All of sneaker YouTube, who was so gung-ho about all of these businesses thinking they were the authority in real versus fake, and this authentication crap that was number one created, you're starting to see how created it is. This is created as a created player in 2K, baby. So it's now funny to see this information and to have people that were supposedly lobbying for these companies to kind of eat crow. Like, I think that's so funny to me. Like, I'm enjoying this so much because it goes to show you that people are sellouts, if I can say it. People actually don't know what they think they know. So you can debate whatever you want. The facts will always beat opinion and fluff. You know, I've been told that I was a wizard of words and things like that. And it goes to show that what I've been saying has been the truth all day long. Like, nobody's an expert on this real versus fake thing. Like, you can't be, because authentication was created. Only experts, as I've always said, was the brands. And now you guys are starting to feel, smell, and taste everything that's going on. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're feeling it now that Nike had to step in and kind of throw some punches. So now people are starting to kind of change their tune. When they were dancing a jig in the beginning, but now all of a sudden the tune is changing because Nike then got involved. Like, I see big name YouTubers. I just watched a big name YouTuber Like, I'll give an example, because you know I'm not afraid to say names. Like Mike the Compass has a video, a short, like 5-6 minute video where he's talking about the case with Stockx, and he's saying like how Nike's now officially suing them twice. And the first time was because of the NFT thing. So a lot of what he's saying is accurate. I'm not saying that he's not telling the truth, but however, he was one of the bigger YouTubers rather that was on the Stockx train or the resale train. And now that it's transitioning, you can kind of see the change in view, perspective, and opinion of him. It's crazy. So again, it goes to show y'all cats ain't experts in this sneaker industry thing, and that the resale market can be changed at the snap of a freaking finger. Like, let me keep it a buck with you. Okay. So also too, again, I talked about this a little bit on the video that I did prior, maybe a couple of days ago, when the information kind of was a little fresher. I told you guys that the reason why, one of the main reasons why, is because this NFT nonsense got StockX in trouble. Like, how dare you release an NFT with Nike's actual branding and trademark, their logo on the actual NFT? Excuse me. How do you do that with thinking you can get away with that? Like, number one, you're not, like, it's their logo and you're selling something. So you created something. Here's where the counterfeit, I told you, here's where the counterfeiting part comes in. You made something that was theirs. You remade it. You reproduced it as if it were yours. That's counterfeiting, whether digital or actual material. Like, that's counterfeiting. So that's where the counterfeiting part come in. And of course, you know, trademark infringement, they're using their logo without their permission. They're reproducing something that's theirs as if it's StockX without their permission. That's the simplest way I can explain it for you to understand what's going on. So Mike the Compass touched on something. He said that he don't think Nike won the NFT side of the case, where I don't think there's been a determination, to be honest with you. So I don't think there's a winner out there overall. But I don't see how Nike can lose the NFT case because, again, it's stealing their logo. It's stealing their logo. It's trademark infringement. I don't see how Nike can lose that. Even if it's a digital footprint, I don't see how they can lose that. That's Nike's logo. Like, are you understanding? It has the little circle with the R. You know what that means? That means a registered trademark. It's registered. The filings, it's registered. So I don't see how StockX will be able to get off the hook for that one. Now, as far as for the shoes and Nike allegedly, because again, you got to read the wording of the court case, not go by these vlogs and blogs that are talking about it, these third party. You can't go by that. You have to read the actual court or filing paperwork to understand what's really going on. So take what these people say on these vlogs and blogs with a grain of salt. I don't care if it's coming from the New York Post or Bloomberg. I don't care where you're getting it from. Take it with a grain of salt, okay? Because even look at the wording, quote unquote. Nike said they bought fakes, quote unquote. Like, I see that in the heading of a lot of these articles. Take it with a grain of salt, because that's the case that I don't think Nike is going to be able to, if they are actually suing because of that, because that may not be true. If they are, I don't think they'll be able to get away with that in regards to the actual shoes when they're reproduced with the materials and things of that their factories produce them with. You see what I'm saying? And it goes into certain laws that they can't deal with, certain federal laws of the selling of like fair trade laws, for lack of better terms. And no, I'm no attorney nor legal professional, but do your research in regards to this stuff. I always taught you that too. For years, I always said, don't believe what I say. Don't believe what Troy says. Go do your research. Look it up for yourself. You know what I mean? Do your own self, the proper due diligence in finding this stuff out for yourself. Make yourself educated if you're going to be in this resale industry. You get what I'm saying? Or make a business out of this. Dig deep yourself. So due to certain like fair trade laws, it's things that I don't think Nike will be able to win on the material side of the actual production of the physical shoe. You get what I'm saying? Like StockX, they're not producing the actual physical shoe. That's counterfeiting. So that's illegal. Counterfeiting is illegal. So if you're making the shoe with their trademark and things like that, as if you're Nike, that's counterfeiting, because you're producing a copy of a shoe that you get what I'm saying? You don't own. You didn't start that. You didn't create that. So if you're copying it and saying and producing it like it's yours, that's counterfeiting without, of course, the brand's permission to be clear and, for you to get understanding. So, yeah, I don't see Nike winning that part if that's a part of the case. Okay. And people never speak about this from an educated point of view or a logical common sense point of view, for that matter. So everybody talks about the juicy, saucy drama, whereas though I try to bring you the facts. You get what I'm saying? Like I try to bring you facts and a logical mindset in regards of how I'm thinking or how businesses work or how business, like if I was a business, how would I go about trying to sue StockX if that were to happen? You get what I'm saying? A lot of these cats aren't business savvy, dude. They're just reporting on something. A lot of it's entertainment and views for them. I want you guys to understand that. A lot of it's entertainment and views. Okay? So in a lawsuit, if I'm Nike, I'm giving an example, and I'm suing StockX, a lot of this stuff in the case heading, because of something they did and I feel like they've taken from me, I'm going to try to put as much on them as legally possible. So yeah, to beef it up, I'm going to try to say that, yup, they counterfeited my goods. Yup, they did trademark infringement. Like, I'm going to put it out there to try to bury them and stop them from doing any and everything possible because you took from me. You get what I'm saying? So now it becomes a battle and I have to make an example of you if I'm the brand. So a lot of that comes from that too. So it doesn't mean that they're, again, going to win everything that's put in the lawsuit. Doesn't mean they're going to win everything. Now, it's certain things that you like, oof, I probably wouldn't have did that if I was in business. Like StockX got a little bold with some of this stuff, I feel like. So just to, again, to give you a clear train of thought and to make sense of a lot of this, because a lot of people don't understand legalities in business. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't understand legalities, terminology, and the reason and definitions in business in regards to lawsuits and things of that nature. So just wanted to bring that to you, but I find it mighty funny, like how these YouTubers now all of a sudden are jumping on the bandwagon and the train of how StockX, selling fakes. And I knew they sold fakes. And now I want to do videos about how they sold me messed up shoes, but yet not really talking about the quality that Nike and Jordan brand has been putting out retail. That's been super sloppy. Think about it, that if you, quote unquote, are a real versus fake head, I'm not, but a quote unquote authenticator, you get some of these bad qualities with this glue and the horrible stitching and shaping of the shoes, you would technically call them fake. And these are ones that are endorsed by the brands because you're buying them from authorized retailers. So keep in mind too, I'll leave you with this nugget before I close out this video, is that Nike, majority of their money, if you look at the retail sales, like they can be making a ton of money off of retail sales of shoes. So you really think the resale market is going to suffer over this? Do you really think that resale is going away because Nike is battling the big resale conglomerate StockX? I tell you what, let's see what happens within the next 3 months. Let's keep a close eye on this. Let's see if a settlement is made. Let's see if Nike just goes ham and wipes StockX out. Or let's see if this just at some point magically disappears. So let's see which of those happen. Let's see if there ends up being a collaboration. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's see which of these options occur. All right, so we're going to watch this closely, and I'll probably do some updates. But again, it's your boy. Big name sneaker YouTubers and resellers, man, get y'all facts together and just stop doing this for views and looks, please. Well, I know y'all not, so me pleading is just a waste of time. But again, you guys know where the original information, the true information comes from. Again, but I holla. Peace.